Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have this wig video for you guys. I'm showing you guys how I installed this wig from start to finish. I showed you guys the customization and then the install part. So if you want to see the rest of this video, please keep on watching. This wig is from Yolissa Hair. It is their 28-inch water wave wig in the 250 density. It also comes with an edge brush, some lashes, and an elastic band. Now this wig does come pre-plucked as well, which is super convenient because it makes plucking so much quicker. On to bleaching the knots. I'm using this Clairol BW2 powder, some 30 volume developer, a mixing bowl, and a butter knife. I'm going to take about 2 scoops of that bleach and just put it in the mixing bowl to create the paste. When you're adding the developer, you want to make sure you're adding little by little to make sure that your mixture comes out like a thick paste. You do not want it to be runny because then when you put it onto your lace, it can seep through and bleach your hair, which you don't want to do because then you're going to have to dye the hair. So I just like to put little by little and mix it as I go until I get my desired texture. Your mixture should look something like this. So now we're ready to go ahead and start putting it onto the lace. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure you're not applying too much pressure. I'm being very light-handed while I'm doing this, and that's because we don't want the bleach to seep through and get onto the hair because it will bleach your hair. Now what I'm doing is adding some aluminum foil, and this just helps speed up the bleaching process. And I'm also going to turn it around so that the hair is going downwards. And I just do this so that as time goes, the bleach doesn't seep backwards and get onto the hair. It's been about 30 minutes now, so I'm just washing the bleach off of my hair. And I'm also going to add some purple shampoo, and this just helps neutralize the orangey reddish tone you get after you bleach your knots. Now let's get into customizing this wig. So I'm first just adding some T-pins to secure the wig in its spot and make sure it doesn't move around. I like to spritz the front of the hair with some water before I start plucking, and that's just because it helps me see a little bit better. I don't like to pluck the very front of my hair, so I just start off by sectioning off those parts so that I don't accidentally pluck them. To pluck, I'm going to use this Revlon tweezer, and I'm going to use the very pointed front part. What I'm doing again is just looking for areas that look too sparse so that I don't accidentally pluck those areas and get a bald spot. So I'm just going to section it off, and I'm going to start plucking from the back. And again, I don't like to start plucking from up top. So as you can see, I kind of move a little bit down and pluck from back there. I don't have a very specific method while I'm plucking because I do like to eye it. But what I do make sure of is I don't stay in the same spot for too long, because if you do, you'll easily get a bald spot. So you want to make sure you're always moving. So here's the final result. As you can see, I don't pluck too much because the wig is going to shed as time goes. And I didn't really pluck the top front part because I'm going to do a side part. And on this side, as you guys can see, the bleach took well to one area better than it did the other. But that's totally fine. It's nothing a little bit of makeup cannot fix. On to parting the wig, I'm just taking my rat tail comb and just creating that nice side part. creating any part, your hot comb is definitely your best friend. So you want to make sure you're using a hot comb. So I'm just first doing this to flatten out the part to train the hair to go on the side that I want it to go on. And then I'm just going to start to create some volume up front so that the wig is not too flat. Time to create some baby hairs. So what I'm gonna do is just create a small part. I like to keep my baby hairs pretty thin. I don't like when they look too thick. So I kind of part it in like a backwards C sort of shape. I just find that it looks the best that way. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. I like to use an eyebrow razor to just give that natural jagged edge look. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is cut off the ear tabs because as you can see they're very long. So you want to make sure that your lace is lined right where you want it to be so that it comes out evenly. I think mine is fine right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just take some scissors and cut the ear tabs off. Ear tabs are off. You can see that when I cut the lace, it'll fit me nice and perfectly. So to glue down my wig, I'm going to use the Ebin lace spray. I really like this one. This works so much better than the Got2b. Like I find that with the Got2b, especially like in the summer, my lace will start to lift. This is not about to have your lace lifting whatsoever. So I really like this. Before I glue the hair down, I'm just going to take these hair clips and clip my hair out of the way. So now that our lace is glued down, I'm just going to go in with this elastic band and just make sure that the lace melts even more into my skin. So I'm just going to tie this around and I'm just going to keep this on for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this elastic band so we can go ahead and cut the lace off. So we're going to go in with this eyebrow razor. I first like to go down the middle right here just so it can be easier to cut, and then I go from side to side. While you're doing this step, don't worry if there are areas that don't look perfectly laid because we're just going to go back in and fix that with more spray later. I'm just going to spray the area and then just lay it down with this part right here, and that should fix the issue for the most part. But then I'm also going to go in with some makeup after this step just to kind of give it that final touch so it blends in with my skin a little bit more. You can see the lace is looking much better now. I'm just going to use my NARS foundation, and don't go in too much with this because it can get patchy, so we don't want that. Just use a little amount and just dab it along the lace. Using something that's slightly darker actually helps with the white cast. So if you do have a foundation or a powder that's just a little bit darker than you, go in with that. And now I'm going to go in with my mini flat iron and just create a tiny curl. just like that. And then what I do, sometimes I'll really just leave it like this and just let it have that fluffy look to it. Or what you can do is just go in with your edge brush. This has no product on it. It'll kind of lay down just like this by itself. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of water onto the hair. I really don't want it to go down too much, so I'm not gonna spray too much water. I just wanna kind of define the curls a little bit more and then let it dry back up. Here is the wig with a little bit of water spritz onto it. I don't have any other product in this hair, and I just want to say the curls are so beautiful. The hair is so soft. Like, I love this, and it was super easy to customize the hair, which is great for, especially for beginners. And I'm about 5'7", and it comes about up to here to me. And this is also 200 density. I'm pretty sure it's 200 density, I think. I'll have everything linked down below, and the lace is HD. I'm so obsessed with this. Thank you to Yolissa Hair for partnering with me on this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.